I ordered the Burpee seed starting 32 cell system. And this is what I got, the cover, which obviously will do the keep in the humidity thing that helps the seeds. Then I thought there were going to be two of them because it says in the blurb that there are two trays. There are two trays, but they're actually they both fit together inside this water holding tray. Then there are two of these, which are the plant stands. And these plant stands allow you to fill up the bottom with water. And then the water will come up and water your plants for a few days if you forget to do it. Then the tray things came with all these little compacted things to plant your seeds in. I want to only plant a few seeds. I want to do cabbage and things for fall. So I'm going to take these out of the cells that I don't want to use. And I have this plastic bag to hand. Okay, so let me see. I need to take out pretty many. Okay, so I have kale, cabbage, and broccoli. Then I want to do a few carrots and celery, because my celery has I've eaten it all up. And celery is a great thing to have in your container garden. Okay, so that's about that. You see, I think I'll take this one out since I'm only going to do one seed each for carrot. All my seeds seem to germinate when I buy new seeds. Okay, so I've now got all these little thingies in this plastic bag. Okay, so then there's a mat. Okay, I should tell you whatever comes in the thing. There are two of these sheets which are really nice for keeping track. You can write in which seeds are where, and it really makes it easy to, because in my old system, which was quite nice, but I would make these up and then I would get confused because they weren't really marked, and it was a mess. So, okay, so I've got those. Then it comes with a little bit of fertilizing, stuff. Then I have my seeds. I ordered the seeds for the broccoli, kale, and okay, so here's the mat. This is a self-watering mat, and I have a bucket of water here, and I'm going to put it in that. I should have done it before I did the thing with the little pellet things. I don't know how long this takes to absorb water. Looks like it absorbs it right away. Okay, so I've nearly got this done. Okay, so I've got that. That looks really wet. I'm thinking it looks as wet as it can possibly get. Okay, so then you take this, and it has to go in so that so that the white part is down, and then these side things, they are like creased, and they fit in so that you have so that it goes down into the water that you will eventually pour in. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so I've not got the bottom part set up. This isn't a perfect square, but I suppose that doesn't matter. Okay, then I've got my light here. I don't know if you can see it. I've got a, oops, I'll have to put something to weight it. But anyway, this is a red-blue LED light. And that has worked in the past for me, so that'll be good. Okay, so now I'm going to put the cells on top of here. Let's side is sticking up. I don't know why that is. I think because I didn't crease it quite accurately. Yeah, that's better. It's still sticking up, but okay, so now, okay, so the directions are on the other side of the thing. So I've got the plant stands in, I've got the watering tray set up, I've submerged the self-watering mat in the bucket of water and put it in, and then I've curled each side under the trays so that it will soak up the water and push it up. Then I placed these two, each of them has 16 cells, and I placed that on top. And then it says these cells must be lying flat inside each one of these. Oops, that's what I took out. So I've got to make them flat. Okay, almost flat. Okay, here we go. And then the pellets, then slowly and evenly add 3 quarts, 12 cups of warm water over the growing part pellets to start the expansion process. And they must be flat down. Okay, so we've done that. And then they are supposed to expand so that they fill the little thingies perfectly. Okay, I'm going to raise this so I can pour the water in more easily. Okay, and I've got 2 quarts of warm water here. I'm going to move this tray out a bit. You see, I need to open this up. Well, bother. Okay. Okay, so that's nice and warm. And I'll pour in water. Oh, you can see them. I don't know if you can, I guess I have the camera set up so it doesn't, it's not easy to move it. So you can't really see, but they're popping right up. Let's see if I can move the camera a little bit. Can you see how they're popping up? Add a little bit more to the ones that haven't popped up as much. I wonder if they think of actually going to, this one is really, can you see how big this one is? It's really quite amazing. I wonder if I turn on this light, if that will give more illumination. Yeah, it does. Okay, so you can see that this one is really tall. This is my empty one because I'm going to plant the 3, one of each kale, cabbage, and broccoli there. This one has got a little bit of oh, I see. So then they break down a bit and fall into the cell. Well, I should have had more water. I only had 2 quarts because I heated the water and then added cold. So I only had 2 quarts, whereas if I'd had 3, like it said, it would have been perfect. Okay, so to add more water, I'm going to take some of the water out of this tub so that I can add it to the cells. Okay. So, now I'm going to have more than. Okay, so can you see how it's sort of going in to make it be like perfectly within the little square cell? Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This one, I need to add a little bit more to these. Okay, so these work quite well. I previously used the Park system, and I don't know if they still do, but they used to use these little sponge things. So once you planted the things, the plants, whatever you had, although the plants worked very great and the seeds were good, you ended up with these little plastic sponges all over the garden, which wasn't ideal from my point of view. So these will be much better because they're pure, apparently pure sphagnum, or they might be core. They look a little bit like core. Okay, so far so good. Now, let's see. And I have quite a bit of water in the reservoir. Okay, place the warm water growing over the pellets to start. These pellets must be flat side down. Well, darn it, I didn't check on the flat side. I don't think that matters. And then it says to add water to the bottom thing, to the tray, to the reservoir. Okay, so this is looking good. I think I'll add a little bit more water to these two and see if they pop up a bit more. Apparently close this. Well, no, I dropped it. I'm thinking that if they are properly wet, they will fill the little square things. And they might be core because of the way they pop up so quickly. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Then, I guess, okay, I didn't actually figure out if these are 36. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 24. Okay, so I am going to write for the top one, and I did make copies of these so that, because you can use this over and over, so in coming years I'll have these to use because I made copies. Okay, so I'm going to do cabbage in the first one. Then I'm going to do kale. Kale is great, and this is Russian kale, which is really pretty. And then the broccoli. Okay, and then I'm going to do carrots a whole way across. I planted some directly outside in a tub truck, but I couldn't exactly tell where the ones were that I had already planted, so I think I didn't plant as many as I could have, had I been more clear. Okay, and then I'm going to do celery. Okay, so this is quite good so far. Okay, so now I'm going to get my, oh, and I did hot pepper. Darn it, I meant to do hot pepper. Well, darn it. Okay, so I should have done one whole set more. Don't think I can just add it. I might be able to. Okay, so cabbage is the first one. I need one cabbage seed. They almost all germinate, so I'm not concerned about having the extra ones to be sure that I get a germinated seed. I could apparently feed all of Santa Fe with the number of seeds I've got. Okay, and then this says cover with about a 1/4 inch of fine. Okay, so I dropped it in and pushed this stuff over it. Okay, then I have to put the rest of the seeds back in. Okay, there's that, and then I'm going to do the kale, and this is red Russian kale. I've ordered it before. Well, actually, I didn't order it. I bought it from a shop locally when I used to be able to go out, and it's very pretty. It's very pretty because it's got a red center stem. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 1 kale seed and put it there and see what it says. And cover with about a 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's there. Then put the rest of the seeds back in. And again, I could certainly feed my neighborhood and beyond the number of seeds if I had enough place to grow them. And now I'm going to do broccoli. Okay, so broccoli. And last year I tried to grow broccoli and it didn't work. Let me see. This one is, again, a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to pop that in about there and cover it up. Okay, so there I've got my winter crops. It's August, no, it's September. It's the beginning of September, so this is a good time to do it. Okay, then I'm going to find my other pellets. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do one here because I only need 1 pepper. Peppers are like hot peppers and green and red peppers, bell peppers. They're perennials if you train them in the house over the winter. So I only need 1 pepper plant because the pepper plant I have is, let's see if I can do it without putting on the cover. Water isn't warm, so it's popping up, but not as quickly as it did when it was warm. I don't think you can see it, it's right off the edge. Okay, so then while I'm waiting for that to do its thing, I'm going to plant the carrots. Carrots are really tiny seeds. So, these are from a different purveyor. Okay, so, okay, so I don't think they need a whole 1/4 inch. In fact, I don't think they'd like a whole 1/4 inch, but then I'm going to put 1 there. And again, even though these seeds are from a different purveyor, American Meadows, they all tend to, germinate. So there's that one, and now 1 more. The seeds are tiny, just tiny, tiny seeds. And you can get little, like little tiny things that you can use to sow small seeds, but overall just as easy to use your fingers if you're only doing a few like I am. So there's my carrots in place. Carrots. Now oops, I don't want to get the seeds wet. And I want to get my celery. And I have celery Saphir that comes up every year, and it's great, but it's tiny little stems, the stem part. And it's more like, it looks like, this celery is tiny, tiny seeds. I may have to sow those a little bit more liberally. Okay, then the celery Saphir, so that it's really good. It's really good, but it's not like eating celery that you buy at the grocery store. And this celery, which is also from Parks, but it's called Tango, celery tango hybrid, and apparently the seed comes from Holland. Anyway, so I've almost got one more cell, and this makes really good stalk eating salad. It's really good. You can just pick them from the pot and eat them as you're watering your garden. It's ever so fun. Okay, so I've done that. I don't know if I have any seeds left on my hand. Okay, so I've done that. Then I'm going to scrunch down this one for the pepper. And it doesn't seem to want to go down in quite as easily as the ones that used warm water. Okay, so there's that. And before I forget, I'm going to put hot pepper here. Hot pepper. Okay, so now I know where each of my plants is. Oh, and there's this also cool thing. They send you these little markers so you can mark your rows. These are great because they're plastic. I'm not going to use them now, but later I will. And you can mark on them, and if you use the right kind of pen, you can undo it and use them again. So these are great. I was really happy with this order. And now I have my hot pepper seed, which is Burpee. And if you do grow, this comes in a little separate thingy. If you do grow peppers from one year to the next as a perennial, I think you're going to love it because they start producing peppers really early in the spring. I've been trying to do the same thing with my tomatoes, but so far I haven't quite been successful. Okay, here we go. Nice little seed in here. I'm going to assume it's going to say 1/4 inch. I hope it says 1/4 inch because that's what I did. Yeah, 1/4 inch. Okay, so then I'm going to close this up, put it back in here, and it looks like I'm all done except that I need to check and make sure I have enough water in here. And this thing, I'm not sure it's as wet as it should be. Okay, so I'm assuming I can add water by pouring it into, oops, I'm stuck. Darn it. Okay, I'm assuming I can pour it in by adding it to one of these. I think if I were planting in this last one, it might be deprived of water a bit because it's sticking up. I think I might not have done that side folded enough to make it even. Okay, I want to be sure this is done close to right so that I can trust that they have what they need. Oh, darn it. Over the edge. Okay, so yet again, not quite enough. Okay, so what I've done is basically added so much water that the water is up over that mat, and that's in case I didn't initially wet it enough. If I were going to plant in the entire tray, I would either have taken this all out and made sure that that side was low enough, or I would have cut this side off enough so that it went flat. Okay. Gosh, now I wonder if that other side is going to be in the water enough. Bother. Okay, I wonder if I can take this out and check. No, not very easily. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure that Oh. Huh. Well, I rolled it. Now that it's really wet, it was easy to roll. Now it's flat. Okay, so we've got that. And then, to finish this off, we are going to put the cover on. And the cover is really the thing that makes it work, because this keeps your growing medium, whoops, it doesn't snap on or anything, it just sits on there, which is all it has to do. And then I'm going to that has to be up high enough to get, it's only doing 6 of the cells. Ideally, I think if it were higher, it might increase the area it illuminates. Oh, it's still doing 6 cells in the middle. Okay, so okay, so I wonder if I put this is my candle making table, so I wonder if I can move this up here and have it illuminate more. This light's really only, and then if I push it down, of course, it's doing the same thing it was before. Okay, so I'm unclear whether I should leave it like that or go back. Unclear. Okay, I think I'm going to go back. Great puzzle. Making everything fit. Okay, almost. I think it's sitting on stuff. Okay, so, okay, we're gonna go back and there. Okay, so let's set this straight. Quiet as I think about whether or not I think this is working. Okay, basically I think that's as much as is possible to do. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps. Bye.